Hey fellas and ladies, it's Monster Chappy back in the building, and today we're going up against jimmercrackcorn, another YouTube channel holder, so be sure to check out his channel. Link will be in the description. And today I just want to talk about the real life playoffs, the Super Bowl, and who I think some of the best teams on this video game are, especially if you're putting the money on the line. So let's just get into it. Uh, Today's playoff games were very entertaining, and I loved them. And I think all the teams played great, and I wasn't disappointed by anybody. But I felt a little bit cheated as a fan of the endings because I feel like we just got a little bit short-sighted ending in both games. The field goal being missed in the Ravens game, and Kyle Williams with the fumble in overtime. That was unfortunate as well. But real tough, but it was great to watch. Just a little disappointed in the ending. So shout outs to New England Patriots and the New York Giants. They will be in the Super Bowl, and that should be a great game. And that is the game I wanted to see. And my prediction for that is I'm going to have the Giants winning. I think the defensive line is going to cause a problem for the Patriots, and I think their offense is really going to get loose. I think Nix and Cruz will be about 100% by the time that game starts up. They got a little dinged up in this game, but they still played. And with Bradshaw in the running game they have, I think they'll, pull out a close victory over the Patriots. But yeah, now I wanted to just talk about some of the better teams in this game. If you are putting your money on the line, or if you're just starting and you don't know who the superior elite teams are in the game, I'll just talk about them. In the number one spot, they've been the best team all year, but the freaking Packers. That team is tough. They really don't have any flaws, and they're still the best team in the game. But with recent roster updates, guys, I have the New York Giants as the second best team in the game. Yeah, I said it, the New York Giants. Why do I say this? Eli Manning got a lot better. Their wide receiver core is elite, and especially with Barden at the 2. He could really cause a problem if you're user catching with him. Defensively, their D-line is steroids times 2. They cause a lot of problems. And Kenny Phillips is solid. And then they have quite a few corners that are definitely playable with. As in comparison to the Packers, they're elite to them in every aspect, except for they don't have a playmaker, and the Packers secondary is better. Rodgers a little bit better than Eli, and Jermichael Finley's still overrated on the game, so they're definitely winning at the tight end battle. But other than that, I like the Giants everywhere else, and they're pretty even. I think the Packers get a few more fumbles defensively, but all in all, I think it's really close between the two teams, and I think it's just personal preference. I would personally play with the Giants just because I like running the ball a little bit more, so I personally like them. But either way you can go. And a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, Jermichael Finley's overrated. What are you talking about, Chappie? Are you on crack? No. Jermichael Finley is overrated, okay? If you watched the last playoff game, he had a lot of drop balls. But if you watched the game before that, he had a lot of drop balls in that game. And he had a lot of drop balls against the Chiefs. He's been dropping balls all year. A lot of their receivers have been dropping balls all year. And I think they're all overrated a little bit. And they're more of a product of the system. Don't get me wrong, they are good, but definitely not elite. Comparison-wise, I would take Gronkowski and Hernandez, Vernon Davis, Jimmy Graham, all over, Finley as young, talented tight ends. And then I would take, Gonzalez and Jason Witten for possession, because I know they're not going to drop the ball too much. Those guys are going to be consistent even as veterans. I would take them over Finley if I have to play one game. And I also like, Gates. He's definitely still the best tight end in the league and very dominant. And Finley just doesn't have that effect for me. He's a good tight end. But again, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback right now. But, with Eli on the rise, they just got a lot better in Madden. But some other teams I would recommend for you. I think in the third spot I have the New Orleans Saints with the updates. Offensively, just tough everywhere. Defensively, they got some guys everywhere that you can work with. They got some hard-hitting safeties, some fast linebackers. Jonathan Vilma. So they got a solid team, and of course Drew Brees. So I have them as my third team. And then after that, I kind of just got a group of teams. There's no like one that stands out, but personally, I like the Oakland Raiders. They got a lot of speed, and I like running the ball. So running E-pop with them is really effective for me personally. Um, you got your Carolina Panthers in that group, the San Francisco 49ers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles. I have them all in that next tier. And honestly, you can play with any one of those teams and you're going to be just fine. So those are my recommended teams. And, oh, I forgot one. The Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are also in that next group with all those guys. And, those are my personal favorite teams in the game / best teams. And, Packers won. Giants are really close 2. And the New Orleans Saints are really close 3. And then that next group of teams are all really playable with and really solid teams. So, if you're running into a money game or something, I would definitely recommend them for you. Now, recently, I've been getting a lot. We played a lot of games this weekend. Got a lot in Friday, got a lot in Saturday. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you didn't get a game in, shoot me a message or something. We can definitely work something out. And here we just had a nice comeback this game. We started figuring them out in the second half, and it wasn't laggy in the second half. The first half was really laggy. Not sure what was going on there, EA, but step your game up. But here, we ran E-pop this game. Rat Ryan threw 75%, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Turner got hurt, but Antoine Smith came in. Dropped 150 with a nice average, so he had a great game. And a good game, Jimmer. Thanks for watching, fellas, and my prediction for the Super Bowl, Giants winning.